What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Hop Butcher for the World, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Super Beer Shuffle. So they're calling this one a Rakau, Amarillo, and Simcoe-hopped Double IPA. Comes in at 7.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 5 weeks old. So on the bottom here says the 46 defense, which this whole beer is a theme for not only the Super Bowl, which when they released this one, I think Super Bowl was like a week out or so, but for the Bears, the 1985 Bears, the Super Bowl Shuffle. I try to watch that video at least every couple years. The 46 defense, the Buddy Ryan defense, fantastic. Basically won the Super Bowl. And things are looking up for the Bears. They traded the #1 overall pick recently, and I think they robbed the Carolina Panthers. Absolutely ridiculous, the return. And then I'm reviewing this earlier in the day. They signed the linebacker from the Bills, Edmonds, and I think that's a pretty good pickup. So things looking up for the Bears. How does this beer going to fare? Hopefully quite well. Now, you may have noticed I didn't thank Hop Butcher for sending this one my way because they did not. This actually showed up here locally in the Buffalo, New York area, and whenever a beer shows up locally from Hop Butcher, I try to grab at least one can to review, if not, more than one can if it's a beer that I like. And this one, they did not send my way, so I am grabbing it and reviewing it because I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, let's get this one into the glass. Interesting hop combo. Good thing I have some paper towels. That went everywhere. Interesting hop combo. Rakau, Amarillo, and Simcoe. Pretty fantastic in my opinion. So we will see. I mean, Simcoe and Amarillo, sure, but Rakau and throw that in the mix that you really don't know what you're going to get. So we'll give it a decent pour here, and then let me wipe down everything that, they always fill these to the brim. And listen, I'm not going to complain about more beer. Not at all. Just a little bit on here, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a wipe down. Yeah, we'll give it a little bit of wipe down. I don't know what I'm saying half the time. I did not look at the tasting notes. Almost when I picked it up, I almost did, and I was like, oh, I'm going to review it. Can't be looking at it. So yeah, that's milky Hop Butcher goodness. That's exactly what that is. Has that deeper kind of, milky orange color. Murky, turbid, can't see through it. About, I'd say almost a 2-finger of an off-white, super creamy looking head. Looks beautiful in the glass. Let's get a nose. Wow. It has a candied vibe to it right off the top, like a sweet confectionery candied vibe. Peach, mango, apricot. Yes, stone fruit heavy, but it's also like you took, and I like to say this, ruby red grapefruit, sprinkle some sugar on top of it, kind of in that realm. Like you took either a candied version of a stone fruit, or like you took a citrus fruit and sprinkled some sugar on it. Most of the time that's a grapefruit. A little bit of like a honeydew melon as well. I am getting actually a little bit of like a bready, doughy kind of malt sensation. It's also zesty. It's almost sharp, like a sharper, zesty grapefruit. A little bit of orange and tangerine. Definitely, this is a mixture of sweeter stone fruits and citrus fruits. They're zesty, they're sweeter, they're juicy. Just smells like you took those fruits and put it in a bowl and I'm smelling them all. Or maybe like a combo fruit juice of everything. That smells awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, it's exactly what I said in beer form. I'll say right off the rip, the one issue, and it's not a huge issue, but it might be if I was, say, wanting to session this or drink a couple cans, it definitely leans sweeter. This is definitely one of their sweeter double IPAs. Mine is like higher side of medium, lower side of full. Definitely big for 7.5. The mouthfeel, it's soft, it's smooth, it's creamy. Is it the best mouthfeel I've had from a Hop Butcher? No, but it's not far off. I mean, this is a fucking spectacular mouthfeel. The taste, it's candied stone fruit with juicy, zesty citrus fruits, and I would say grapefruit and tangerine mostly. So right at the forefront, I'm actually getting that doughy, bready kind of malt vibe. Dives underneath the palate, omnipresent, but never steps in the way. And then that candied stone fruit, I would say candied peach, candied apricot, candied mango, candied nectarine, something like that. You could probably say any of those fruits and be right. Some kind of candied stone fruit. And then right after that, I get like a zesty, like grapefruit. It's like a zesty, sweeter grapefruit. It's juicy to some extent, but it's definitely sweeter. So again, more candied, sprinkled sugar on top of ruby red grapefruit. A little bit of tangerine juice. Halfway through the 2/3 of the way through trying to figure out when this hits me. I think it's a little bit further than halfway through the palate. Yeah, about 2/3 of the way through the palate. The dryness hits, and this is like full on dry to me, and it's mildly bitter. I would like to see this more moderately bitter with less dryness. I think if you switch those two, I think this is fantastic, like absolutely fantastic. And it finishes with this grassy, almost herbaceous kind of mild bitterness, but it's more grassy than anything for me. 7.5%, you can't tell because it's a Hop Butcher, 7.5% double IPA, and you usually can't. Yeah, this is fantastic. I don't think this is going to hit the 4.5 range for me just because of the lack of the bitterness. If there was more bitter, I think I would absolutely love this beer. But it's lacking a little bit in the bitterness. If this had a mild to moderate bitterness, more approaching moderate, this would easily be a 4.5, maybe like a 4.55, 4.6. But I can't give it that high. 7.5%, again, it's 7.5% double IPA from Hop Butcher. You really can't tell ABV-wise. So, super beer shuffle from Hop Butcher. I have absolutely no issues in giving this beer right here a high 4.25 out of 5 and go 4.35. Again, if you up the bitterness, this gets in the 4 or 5 range all day. It's that good of a beer. I love the flavors, and we're going to do tasting notes. So they say candied mango. Nailed it. Then again, I said candied any kind of stone fruit because, you know, why not? That basically, I could see candied. Would I say candied mango specifically? I would say more candied peach or apricot. More peach. And I think the peach is not quite gummy rings, just like sweeter, over-ripened, like maybe peach gummy rings. Something in that realm. So candied mango, they're not far off. Juicy apricot. I said apricot. Would I say juicy? I would not. Again, candied apricot. I would just say candied stone fruits. And then tangy grapefruit. I said grapefruit. Did not say tangy. I said zesty. I said juicy. So for me, this would probably be like candied stone fruits. Maybe like zesty citrus. And then the last one would be like something grassy. Like dank grassy or grassy, herbal grassy or grassy herbaceousness or something like that. So I think I did pretty good for the tasting notes, but I didn't nail any of them, but I came close. So price point availability for this. This beer showed up, and I think 4-packs were like $22 a 4-pack. I know in the Chicago area, they're typically $15 to $16. So again, they hit distro. $22 a 4-pack. Is it worth it for this one? Yeah, I'd probably pay. I think I paid $5.99 for that can because, you know, most places with a single can, they up the can usually by like 50 cents. 50 cents, not the wrapper, 50 cents. So I would pay the $6 for this again. It's really good, but if I was in Chicago and I could get this for $16 a 4-pack, all day, every day. So to each their own. And availability, I'm here in Buffalo, New York, and this showed up. And I've seen other Untappd friends check this one in all over like the Northeast and Midwest. So Hop Butcher's getting better distros since they opened their new brewery. You do see more. We see more stuff here. We see typically 1 or 2 beers, sometimes even 3 from them every 4 to 6 weeks. And that's awesome. So when they don't send me a specific beer, it's awesome that I'm able to grab stuff here locally. The last package they sent my way is about 2 months ago, so I'm hoping, you know, maybe in the next month or so they send another one. But if not, if more show up from Hop Butcher, I'm gonna show them the love that they've shown my channel over the past 3 years and pick up whatever I can from them and review it because I owe at least that to them when it shows up to support them. And I'm glad they're doing extremely well and have their new brewery up and running and everything. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Post in the comment section if you've had this if you've had this beer, do you remember the Super Bowl that was the Bears versus the Patriots? What was the final there? Was it 46-10? I think it was 46-10. Absolute shellacking of the Patriots. And then again, Patriots went on to win so many more Super Bowls with Brady, and I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, until the next one. Cheers.